In a quiet, unassuming corner of rural America, we meet John Carter, a retired Delta Force commander whose name is whispered in reverence among those who know the truth. Once a formidable figure on the battlefield, John now lives a peaceful life on a sprawling farm, far removed from the chaos that defined his illustrious military career. With a weathered face that tells stories of countless missions and battles fought, he finds solace in the simple joys of farming, tending the crops, caring for animals, and enjoying the tranquility of nature. But beneath his rugged exterior lies a man haunted by memories of war. John's past is filled with extraordinary feats of bravery and cunning. He led operations that toppled drug lords and thwarted terrorist plots across the globe. His keen strategic mind and unmatched combat skills earned him the title of the deadliest Delta Force commander in history. Yet, after years of intense conflict, he sought refuge from violence, hoping to find peace in the rhythm of rural life. As he works the land under the vast, open sky, John remains unaware that his quiet existence is about to be shattered. Unbeknownst to him, a powerful Mexican cartel has taken notice of his farm, believing it to be a prime target for their illicit operations. Little do they know that this veteran is not just an ordinary farmer. He is a force to be reckoned with, one ready to protect what he holds dear. In the shadows of the Mexican underworld, a notorious cartel convenes to discuss their latest ambitions. With their operations expanding and competition intensifying, they seek new territories to dominate. Rumors have reached their ears about a secluded farm in America, owned by a man whose past is steeped in military prowess. The cartel sees this as an opportunity not only to establish a foothold in a new market, but also to capitalize on the land's potential for drug cultivation and trafficking. As the cartel leaders strategize, they are unaware of the true identity of the farm's owner. For them, John Carter is just another target, a veteran living in isolation, someone they believe can be easily intimidated or manipulated. They envision seizing his land, using it as a staging ground for their operations while instilling fear in the local community. The plan is simple: raid the farm, scare away any potential witnesses, and claim the territory as their own. The cartel's members, a mix of seasoned criminals and young recruits eager to prove themselves, prepare for the operation with an air of overconfidence. They underestimate both John's tactical abilities and his resolve to protect his home. As they gather weapons and formulate their approach, they remain blissfully ignorant of the storm that awaits them. In their eyes, this is just another heist. Unbeknownst to them that they are about to cross paths with one of the deadliest warriors in modern history. Under the cover of darkness, the cartel members descend upon John Carter's farm, their vehicles rumbling down the dirt road, headlights cutting through the night like searchlights. The air is thick with tension as they approach, a mix of adrenaline and anticipation coursing through their veins. They are armed to the teeth, confident in their numbers, and convinced that their raid will be swift and successful. As they reach the property line, the sound of gravel crunching beneath their boots echoes ominously in the stillness of the night. The plan is simple: breach the farmhouse, intimidate the veteran, and claim the land as theirs. They fan out, moving with calculated precision, unaware that their target is not just any farmer, but a man trained for combat, a predator in his own right. Suddenly, a flicker of movement catches John's eye from his bedroom window. Instinct kicks in. He knows something is amiss. The years spent in high-stakes situations have sharpened his senses. He grabs his gear, a collection of weapons and tactical equipment carefully stashed away for emergencies, and moves stealthily through his home. As he steps outside into the moonlit yard, he sees shadows flitting about near his barn. A surge of adrenaline courses through him as he recognizes the threat. The tranquility of his farm is shattered by shouts in Spanish, a chaotic clash of voices mingling with the sounds of rustling leaves. The raid has begun, but John Carter is far from defenseless. He is ready to confront this unexpected nightmare head-on. As the chaos unfolds outside, John Carter's military instincts kick in with unparalleled urgency. He arms himself with a sleek rifle, a trusted companion for his days in service, and surveys the scene from the shadows of his porch. His heart races not just from adrenaline, but from the weight of responsibility to protect his home and the life he has built in peace. With practiced precision, he scans the area, noting the positions of the cartel members as they move closer to the farmhouse. They are loud and brash, their confidence evident in their shouts and laughter, an arrogance that blinds them to the danger they are about to encounter. John takes a deep breath, focusing on the skills that once made him a legend on the battlefield. He decides to use the element of surprise to his advantage. Quietly, he moves around his property, employing the cover of darkness and familiarity with the terrain. Each step is calculated. He knows every inch of this land like the back of his hand. The veteran sets up defensible positions, rigging improvised traps using materials found around the farm, barrels, ropes, and tools, turning his home into a strategic stronghold. As the cartel members breach his perimeter, John remains hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. With every heartbeat echoing in his ears, he prepares for a confrontation that will test not only his skills, but also his will to protect everything he holds dear. The stage is set. A storm is brewing, and John Carter is ready to unleash it. The moment arrives as cartel members step into John's carefully laid traps. A sudden, sharp noise pierces the night, the snap of a tripwire followed by the clatter of a barrel rolling across the ground. Confused shouts erupt among the intruders as they scramble to regain control, the air thick with tension and uncertainty. John seizes this opportunity, moving with the fluidity of a predator unleashed. Emerging from his cover, he opens fire with pinpoint accuracy, his rifle barking in the night. The first cartel member drops to the ground before he even realizes what hit him. Panic spreads among the remaining attackers as they scramble for cover, their bravado fading into fear. John's years of training kick in. He moves decisively, using the environment to his advantage, striking from hidden positions and forcing them to react to him rather than the other way around. The confrontation escalates quickly, bullets flying through the air as both sides engage in a deadly dance. John remains calm and collected, relying on years of combat experience to outmaneuver his opponents. His mind races through strategies honed in battle, flanking maneuvers, diversion tactics, and decisive strikes, all while remaining acutely aware. As the confrontation rages on, flashes of gunfire illuminate John Carter's face, revealing the determination etched in his features. In the heat of battle, memories surge through his mind, fragments of a life spent in the shadows, a past filled with covert missions, and moments that defined him as one of the deadliest Delta Force commanders in history. In vivid recollections, John recalls his early days in the military, training in grueling conditions, navigating treacherous terrains, and executing high-stakes operations that would become legendary. He remembers the adrenaline rush of breaching enemy lines, the camaraderie shared with fellow soldiers, and the heavy toll loss that shaped him. Each mission was a test not only of skill but also resolve. Lives depended on his decisions. As he takes down another cartel member with precision, John reflects on the choices that led him to this quiet farm, a stark contrast to the chaos he once thrived in. The weight of his past is both a blessing and a curse. It grants him unparalleled insight into strategy and survival, while burdening him with memories he'd rather forget. Yet, as bullets whiz past him and chaos swirls around, he realizes that those experiences have prepared him for this moment. The skills honed in combat are now his lifeline. He is not just fighting for his farm. He is reclaiming his identity as a protector, fully aware that the man he once was has returned to face an adversary who underestimated him. In this battle for survival, John Carter embodies both the past and present, an indomitable force ready to fight against all odds. As the battle intensifies, a pivotal moment unfolds that shifts the tide in John Carter's favor. The cartel members, increasingly disoriented and rattled by his relentless defense, begin to falter under the pressure. John senses their hesitation and seizes the opportunity to exploit it. With a deep breath, he adjusts his strategy, transitioning from a reactive stance to an aggressive offensive. Using his intimate knowledge of the farm, John launches a surprise counterattack. He moves swiftly between cover points, employing guerrilla tactics that he mastered during his years in the field. He sets off strategically placed distractions, smoke bombs and flashbangs, creating confusion among the cartel members. As they scramble to regain their composure, John emerges from the shadows with renewed vigor. With lethal precision, he takes down multiple assailants in rapid succession, showcasing a blend of skill and tactical ingenuity that leaves the cartel reeling. The weight of their arrogance begins to crumble as they realize they are up against not just a farmer, but a seasoned warrior who refuses to back down. The once confident invaders are now on the defensive, retreating under the relentless assault. The sound of gunfire mingles with shouts of panic as John pushes forward, reclaiming his home with each calculated move. In this turning point of the confrontation, it becomes strikingly clear this veteran will not simply defend his territory. He will fight fiercely to protect everything he holds dear. With every victory against the cartel, John Carter transforms from a quiet man into an unstoppable force, a reminder that beneath the surface lies a warrior ready to rise again. In the aftermath of the chaotic raid, the farm lies in shambles, a stark reminder of the violence that erupted just hours before. John Carter stands among the remnants of his home, surveying the damage with a mix of relief and sorrow. The air is thick with the acrid scent of gunpowder, and shadows of fallen cartel members linger in his mind. Despite the victory, he grapples with the harsh reality of what transpired. Lives were lost, and his sanctuary has become a battlefield. As dawn breaks, the quietness of the countryside is broken by the distant sound of sirens approaching. Law enforcement arrives, drawn by reports of gunfire and chaos. Officers assess the scene, their expressions a blend of disbelief and concern as they take in the sight of cartel vehicles abandoned on his property. John provides his account, his voice steady but burdened by the weight of his actions. He knows he must explain not only what happened but also who he is, a man with a past that few can comprehend. In the days following the raid, the local community rallies around him, offering support and solidarity. Neighbors bring food and supplies, while others help clean up the debris left behind. Yet, amidst this kindness, John struggles internally. He questions whether he can ever return to normalcy after such violence. The incident has awakened something deep within him, a warrior spirit that refuses to be silenced. While he seeks to rebuild his farm and restore peace to his life, John realizes that he has unwittingly become a protector once more, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. In the days following the raid, the local community comes together in a remarkable display of support for John Carter. Word spreads quickly about the violent confrontation that unfolded on his farm, and neighbors, some of whom he barely knew, begin to arrive at his doorstep, eager to lend a hand. The townsfolk recognize John not just as a veteran, but as a man who stood bravely against a formidable threat, and their gestures of solidarity reflect deep respect and gratitude. Families bring home-cooked meals, filling his kitchen with the comforting aromas of casseroles and baked goods. Others arrive with tools and supplies, ready to help repair the damage left by the cartel's attack. Children even join in, eager to assist in cleaning up the farm, their laughter providing a much-needed balm against the tension that had gripped John's life. As he works alongside his neighbors, John feels the weight of isolation lift. Conversations flow easily, stories are shared, and bonds are forged amid the debris. They express admiration for his courage during the raid and share their own fears about cartel violence creeping into their quiet lives. This collective effort not only restores his farm, but also revitalizes John's spirit. Through this communal effort, John realizes he is not alone in his fight. He is part of a larger family that stands united against adversity. The warmth of their support reignites a sense of purpose within him, reminding him that even in darkness, there is strength in community. As they rebuild together, John begins to see a path forward, a journey not just toward recovery, but also toward reclaiming a life enriched by connection and resilience. As the dust settles on chaos of the raid, John Carter stands on his farm, surveying the landscape that has both changed and remained the same. The scars of violence have faded, but the memories linger, reminding him of the fierce battle he fought to protect his home. In the weeks that follow, John finds solace in the rhythm of daily life returning. He works alongside his neighbors, rebuilding not just structures but relationships fortified by shared experiences. Yet, beneath this newfound stability lies a profound reflection on his journey. John grapples with the duality of his existence. He is both a peaceful farmer and a seasoned warrior, a protector who has faced unimaginable threats. The fight against the cartel awakens something deep within him, reigniting instincts he thought were buried forever. He realizes that while he sought peace and retirement, the warrior spirit within him remains unyielding. Through conversations with friends and community members, John discovers that his story resonates beyond his own experiences. Others share their fears of violence and uncertainty, and in those moments, he learns that courage takes many forms. It is not just about facing physical threats, but also about standing strong for one another in times of crisis. As he reflects on these revelations, John embraces his role as a guardian, not just of his land, but of the community he has come to cherish. His experience serves as a reminder that even in moments of darkness, light can emerge through unity and resilience. With renewed purpose, he commits to protecting not only his farm, but also fostering a sense of safety and belonging among those around him, embodying the true spirit of a warrior at heart.